Hi bookish friends, it's me Michelle back with another video, and today is a really fun topic that's really close to my heart. I wanted to talk to you about why I love books that are set in or around the mountains and make 3 book recommendations if you like the same kind of thing. I've always loved the wilderness, camping. I've made many trips growing up with my family to the Rocky Mountains. I live very close to Banff and Jasper National Parks, as well as Canmore, Alberta. Also spent a lot of time in the Rockies in British Columbia, camping, hiking, that kind of thing. And as far south as Waterton Lakes National Park. And so yeah, I absolutely love it. The air is different in the mountains. You know, you hear the wildlife while you're sleeping in your tent or while you're in your RV or whatever. You can hear, foxes, you can hear coyotes yipping, you can hear rustling in the bush. So yeah, there's that I absolutely love. You hear different birds and you see different birds that aren't typically found in the city, like ravens, for example. They're usually more in the mountainous area. And so yeah, there's that. I absolutely love also how dark it gets, which lends itself perfectly to a novel. As soon as the sun goes down, it gets really cold and really dark in the mountains. So that adds the extra ambiance. Aside from the sounds and sights and smells, you've also got the atmosphere. Makes for a great setting in a book. Now, the 3 books I want to talk to you about, first of all, take place in or around the mountains. The first one I wanted to talk about takes place in Hope, Montana. In this book, The Loop by Nicholas Evans, we are following a wolf pack that's making a return to this small ranching town. And that in and of itself is interesting, being that there is a conflict there already, long-term conflict that's ongoing with the ranchers in the town and stuff. We're also following Helen, who is a biologist that moves back to this town. She has left a bad relationship and she used to live in the east. Now she's come back to the west to make a new life for herself in this town and work with the new wolf pack that's reestablished itself in the area. Beautiful setting, great, well fleshed out characters, really interesting storylines. There's a few things going on, all the while with the backdrop of the forest and the wolves. The first perspective you read from in this book is from the alpha wolf of the pack. So there's that. Yeah, he's got a really unique way of storytelling that's really engrossing and really interesting. So I haven't read his other books, probably the most famous of which being The Horse Whisperer. You probably have heard of that one, but yeah, this one, The Loop, just fantastic. 5 out of 5, I gave this one. Highly recommend. The next book I wanted to talk to you about is called Descent by Tim Johnston. This is a book set in the mountains. It's a thriller. It's a thrill ride. What happens is we're following this family that are having a summer vacation in the mountains. And one morning, the daughter Caitlin decides to go out for a run on the twisty mountain roads. At the high elevation, it's a challenge because, running is harder when the air is thinner like that. And she's like, yeah, let's go running. Takes her younger brother along with her, but only the brother comes back. It's an early morning run, so I think the sun is barely up, but anyhow, yeah, just the ambiance of this, the creepy kind of solitude of just running in the mountains when all you can hear are your footfalls and the birds. And yeah, so the brother comes back after his sister goes missing. He doesn't see what happens to her, and he's also, understandably traumatized. So we follow this family and the investigation and the suspense as to what happened to her in the mountains. Yeah, it is I'd classify it as a domestic thriller that takes place in the mountains. This family comes unraveled. You deal with also the villain in the story, as well as the wonderful setting. So It's very atmospheric, very suspenseful, and one of my favorite books set in the mountains. Descent from Tim Johnston. 5 out of 5. Next and last, third book I want to show you is The Mountain Can Wait by Sarah Leipziger. Pardon me if that's not how you pronounce her last name, but this is the first of her books that I read. I really love this one. As you can tell, another mountain setting. In this one, we start off with a bang. We're following this teenage boy. He's driving home through the twisty mountain roads in the dark after a party. All of a sudden, this girl jumps out of nowhere right in front of his car. He goes to slam on the brakes. Instead of hitting the brakes, he hits the accelerator, plows into her, and kills her. So that's in the first chapter. That's how we set off the story. And we follow the aftermath of that. We've got the perspectives of this kid, what he goes through, his dad. There's a whole story behind that relationship and some generational trauma. We also have, the victim side of things. And all the while, the mountains in the background. Like I said, the atmosphere, it's very tense. It's a great drama, a great kind of a psychological thriller in a way. Really great pacing, really great characters. And like I said, if you love a book set in the mountains, you will love this one. 5 out of 5. Sarah Leipziger also has a recent release out that's you may have heard of. It's called Moon Road. I want to get to this one sometime this year. But today, I just thought I'd focus on my favorite book of hers, The Mountain Can Wait. So there you have it. 3 books with mountain settings. Either, mountains or close enough to the mountains. Like, to me, Montana is a mountainous type setting. The Mountain Can Wait by Sarah Leipziger. The Descent from Tim Johnston. And my mass market paperback edition of The Loop by Nicholas Evans. If you love natural settings, mountains, wildlife, I think you'll love these. Thanks so much for watching. If you read these, let me know. If you have read them, I'd love to know your thoughts about them. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.